What's up, everyone? We have a new Galactic Challenge going on this evening. Old Republic versus First Order, and Old Republic tends to be a pain because Old Republic's not a real faction for the most part. And, you know, most of the time, I think most people who play this game probably stopped gearing or investing anything in Old Republic past the useful Jedi, you know, once you get Malak, right? So, yeah, this is the solution that I came up with. It felt a little bit rocky at first, but once we kind of landed on how to play it properly, this is super reliable. I would say we're like 70% win rate. There's a little bit of restart RNG, depending on, you know, like if Canderous gets one shot at the start. When I first started doing this, my Canderous was completely unmodded. Gave him some potency sense, and I tested this like, I've tried 3 times and won 3 times with Canderous unmodded. I've also had people on my Discord test this with a Gear 7 Canderous, and they were able to win. So, you know, if your Canderous isn't Gear 12, I don't want to hear, oh, well, I can't try this, because where there's a will, there's a way. And we're using mechanics here, not, you know, it's Kylo Ren lead. Any damage he does is just going to heal them anyway, whether he's, I don't know, maybe Relic 7 could punch through. But yeah, all he's here to do is spread out some happy damage over time. We got some potency here to help him with that respect. I gave him some extra speed. It really doesn't matter either way. He's gonna play the exact same whether he's 171 or 130. So yeah, nothing really to stress out too much there. T3, I gave him some mods. I've downclocked him a bit since. The one thing that I definitely landed on is we want him to go after Kylo Ren Unmasked. So I think I got him about 300 and he went first. Brought him down to 291 and he went second, and that felt pretty good. And then, you know, just to make sure, we got some slower speed mods here. We just want to make sure that he feels like he's in pretty good shape. This slower T3 will play a little bit differently, but I think is more realistic for usual testing. And then everyone else, I didn't really bother remodding for this. So Revan, you can see, not the hottest mods. He's just kind of got some, okay, you know, Tenacity's doing nothing in this fight. We got 2 health primaries. You just chuck on some survivability. The Jedi, for the most part, don't really need to worry about dealing damage. They will sometimes, but for most of the fight here, we're not actually trying to kill them. We're just trying to stay alive. So, Jolie, Relic 4, definitely just purely focused on health here, right? That's all this ever was. That's all he ever needs to be. Didn't really worry about tenacity or crit avoidance too much. T3 is going to be making crit chance down anyway. On top of, if they have advantage, then they're going to be critting anyway. I just like the health. This is how I had him for other purposes, and this is how I used him. Did the job just fine. By the way, Revan is Relic 5 here. You know, read into that what you will. I don't think it's particularly important. And then Bastila is Relic level 1. So, pretty much near the bottom. Again, not really the craziest mods on her. You just give her extra bulk, I would say. She has 284 speed, so decently fast. I would say we're about a 20, 19, 18 average, but that's just where she was. There she'll stay. If you've been doing some recent PvP counters, you'll probably have her clocked in about that ballpark, so should feel pretty much at home. All right. All right, now moving on to gameplay here. There's a little bit of restart RNG in what we're looking for here. The best possible outcome is crew trying to halt JKR. We'll see what happens here. If he halts Jolie, it's not too bad. All right, we'll play it out with Jolie. So if you got Bastila faster than T3, then you will need to do your AoE Dispel here. It's a waste to give buffs to Canderous. It actually is just a total waste, so let's just get rid of the advantage now. T3 will now do the AoE, which is going to kick Canderous up to 100%. And we're off to the races. We are doing 8 basics in a row. We are going to go to 9 thermoregulate stacks. Hopefully we get a good amount of damage over time spread out. There is unfortunately going to be some art randomness on this just because of debuff RNG being what it is in general. We can see Sith Trooper has 20, Phasma has 13. So maybe if you happen to low roll on Sith Trooper, you would want to restart. We'll pick up one last basic. We get to this 9 thermoregulate stack, and then we are going to have him thermoregulate self. Hux dies to damage over times here, and then, well, that's a little bit luckier than usual. Sometimes Sith Trooper won't get a double loop like that, but for the most part, at this point, all you're really doing is you have these 3 Jedi left standing. You aren't trying to kill them now. All you're trying to do here is just stay alive. We're just thermoregulating ourselves. We're keeping everyone healthy and happy. Don't worry if anyone happens to die to heat or damage or anything in general. Just keep your Jolie in good shape. This team doesn't have a whole lot of damage threat on you, which is why, for the most part, I would say it's fine. You know, just keep making sure that everyone's in good shape. I like to mark Phasma here. Just, you know, keep her under control. It's probably one of the bigger damage threats here anyway, to some degree. And then, yeah, you know, you can spread out ability blocks, spread out stuns. Of course, that's stopping them from thermoregulating them themselves, which means that you'll get out of battle here. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it for this version of the fight. We're going to run it a couple more times, show you, some of the openers, see how it plays a little bit differently. Sith Trooper does not die that normally, usually. So, you know, it is what it is. We'll get a little bit more of a realistic run here in a second. Let's move right along and do a couple more tests. Yeah, just want to give the full picture. I don't want to make it seem that easy. Normally it's a little bit messier than that. Also, normally it doesn't really matter. We're marking Hux. And okay, this is an example of a pretty easy high roll, right? So, thinking with the Bastila going first. There's a little bit of an extra counterattack that they got there. Otherwise, yes, back on the 8 basics. Looking for 9 thermoregulate on Canderous here. And then we are having him himself again. So this is actually something I've been a little bit iffy on what I want to do here. This is a turn that presents itself sometimes, and it's not actually that good. We could call Canderous to assist and make even more damage over times. What I've actually found works pretty okay here is just doing another thermoregulate on Canderous. You know, if we get a little bit more loops, especially, yeah, with this here, or with him back down to 5. Actually, let's thermoregulate him one more time even. Just see how that goes. Yeah, you know what? Okay. I'm just gonna play with our food a little bit. Okay, maybe kind of regretting that already. Both of these characters are gonna counterattack. This is actually probably bad. Yeah, that's fair. Should have seen that coming a little bit, let's say. So surprisingly though, Jedi don't actually have that hard of a time digging themselves out of a situation like this. I thought Sith Trooper would be a lot harder to kill for these Jedi in this type of scenario. The Sith Trooper really is not that tanky. You know, we only have 30 damage over time, as you can see, so he doesn't have that much extra... You know, we're not getting that much extra free damage for our efforts here. You can see still, we're moving through him at a pretty good clip. You know, he is going to regenerate if we do something like ability block him, so maybe not necessarily trying to do that here, but there's almost a call even to take this right now instead of reviving. The turn meter is low. Let's have Jolie shield himself. And there we go. Sith Trooper dead, so we're already back in this spot. Thermoregulate lowers our stats, so immediately we want to make sure that Jolie is getting down in thermo. So the only real way that we could lose this at this point is Jolie getting got. We absolutely want to make sure that doesn't happen. And yeah, I'm not going to make you sit through this again. I'll play it at like 10x speed or whatever, just so you can see that it's unedited or like no cuts or edits. We win this every single time. This is the easy part. And there you have it. Another easy enough cleanup. All right, so there's a little bit more of that mess I was looking for. We did kind of throw that based off of getting a little bit cocky. You know, we did get the crew stun on JKR Opener, which is definitely ideal. Let's see. There are a couple of just like hard restarts. Let's see, like if they ult on Canderous. Okay, here's another JKR restart. Let's play this a little bit more normally. We'll get rid of the advantage. We'll hit the AoE. Get a couple of free counterattacks, but we see Hux is still easily, happily going before Citripper. That's all we're really looking for here. Back on the basics again. Up to 7. Up to 8. And 9. And Thermo. He dies. Citripper unfortunately gets rid of the buffs. But we can pick some extra dots for our troubles. We know that his cleanse is down as well. I'm pretty sure Phasma might. Okay. All right, we get the Savior. And now we're kind of just cruising. So these 16 damage over time is going to feel pretty nice here. This should help take him down pretty quickly. If there's anything we're really supposed to try to be playing around here for the most part. Yeah, let's take a thermoregulate. T3 doesn't really matter too much here. No offense to T3. Triggerly stays tanky. He should be pretty close to damage over time, just killing him off. There we go. All right. I think we can agree this part of the fight is auto win. We got there. We got a bit of high thermo on Revan, and it's already gone. Right? I got a healthy Jolie. Everyone's in pretty good shape. What else is there to say? All right. I'm not even gonna play this one out. Let's just back out. Let's run the opener a couple more times just to give, I don't know, the fullest picture possible. Other than that, you all get the idea, I think. It's a very simple turn order, right? There's not a whole lot to see here beyond that. All right, so like a Jolie stun opener happens sometimes. If you're going slower T3, Bastila getting stunned can feel a little bit annoying. Here's actually one case I would actually call a fail case is you'll notice T3 got resisted by Citripper and also got the assist counterattack. So you'll see Citripper's Terminator here is higher than Hux. This means that Citripper will go first and will cleanse all the damage over times off, which means that this run should not work. So we can just easily back on out again. That's the only real fail case that matters here is like, if they happen to kill Canderous here at the start, then obviously we can't do our damage over time cheese. Exactly. This is an immediate restart. The RNG doesn't seem too bad on it. I did get like marked 2 or 3 times in a row once when I was testing consistency here. Okay, another Jolie another Jolie. I don't know, stun. Play it out here. All right, this time we see Hux is well ahead of Citripper. Back on 8 basics. One more, and thermoregulate. He's gone. A bit of a spicier run this time, but we have the Savior proc. And then, from there, we're pretty happy, right? Ooh, a little bit spicy. Okay. So Jolie didn't quite make it there. There's another fail. You know. All right, a Bastila stun over this time. So this is where the T3 opener will come in. The nice thing about having T3 go before Bastila was usually the her ability to call Canderous to assist or thermoregulate him after. So obviously she's stunned. Not really gonna be a part of this fight. We'll see. Like she might get Savior, so it actually might happen anyway. Get it back up to 9 thermo here. Looks like our damage over time is doing kind of okay on Citripper. We're kind of catching up at the very end. We got a decent rally. He actually pulled ahead of everyone else. That's funny. All right. Canderous gets got. let's go ahead and go for the stun here, ideally. We don't land it, but the damage over time is taking him out anyway. And then we're just back here again, where we all agree. Fine. All right, let's do... We had a couple of fails there. Let's just... run it a couple more times. We won it with a Bastila stun. Marking on Hux again. Okay, JKR stun should be pretty comfy. So we did get a couple of crits on Citripper there with the assist, but we can see Hux is still ahead on Terminator. We're fine here. And Thermo. Already takes a cleanse this time. So it seems like the best bet here might actually just be... Well, I was hoping we could keep Ganders alive. I was going to say maybe we keep thermo-regulating him. Didn't quite play out that way, I guess. I suppose. All right, bring JKR back, and now we're just using the Jedi and just going for... You know, a full kill on Citripper. Get Jolie unstunned. So yeah, you can see, in spite of themselves, this team is surprisingly capable at taking out that Citripper. You wouldn't think it. Again, we're back in this board state. Our thermo's getting a little bit high. You only really need to cleanse off Jolie anyway. Just keep that in mind. Don't really freak out if you see the high numbers on everyone else. You just keep Jolie happy, and your team will be happy. And yeah, all right. I think that's good enough for me here. We got a few scenarios that did work, a few scenarios that didn't work. I would say this method feels pretty good overall. And yeah, I'm content. I'm a little bit surprised that, you walk away as unscathed. Well, relatively unscathed, considering it's Old Republic. No hate on them. Obviously, Kandaras block helps us a lot here. But yeah, certainly plenty to be happy at. All right, get out there. Happy hunting for rewards. Good luck.